Hi, this is the topic to discuss about strike and dip, and this is discussed under structural geology. For strike and dip, it is important parameter or important characteristic of outcrops that geologists use to describe bedding and to describe the position of the bedding. So, look into this outcrop here as the example of your field outcrops. So you have this area. This is the surface of your outcrops. Or whenever you go to high into the mountain or the hill, you can see one part of the hill or one part of the mountain is the face of the mountain. And then if you go to the side of the mountain or the hill, you can see the cross section of the mountain. So this is the side area of the mountain. And for this example, on this side, we have the inclination of the bedding. So the bedding is quite sloped. For this picture, it shows us there are information about dip and strike. So what you need to understand about dip and strike, we go to the dip first. Okay, dip is basically the angle of the bedding. So if you can measure this one using compass, and this one will give us the value in terms of degree. For example, 10 degree, 20 degree, or 30 degree, or whatever you get the value from compass, that will be the dip angle value. And how to understand, we do another terminology to explain, which is dip direction. Okay, let's say you are hiking and you are bringing along a cup of water, and that cup of water is filled with water, and then when you reach to the mountain area or reach to the outcrops, you are pouring your cup. This is your cup, and you are pouring the water on the surface of these outcrops. So wherever the water drops, for example, in this example, the water will run down to the toe of the hill. The direction of the water going down is what we call as dip direction. And if you sure about the dip direction, we can draw this arrow, and you can also draw the arrow here, which is at right angle to your dip direction, and this horizontal arrow, this is what we call as strike. The measurement of strike is in term of bearing. Okay, meaning that you need to find where is your north and where is your south. And when you go to the field, you use your compass and you can find this direction either from north to south or south to north in terms of strike direction. So bear in your mind, whatever measurement for strike, the measurement is in terms of direction. We are referring to compass direction, north, south, east, west. And in terms of dip, we have two things. Number one is the dip angle. Okay, this is dip angle. Okay, this one is dip angle. And the water flow down from the surface of your outcrops. That is what we call as dip direction. So we go to the next picture. So this is the same visual that you can provide to explain about strike and dip. And we will go to the next picture. This is how the measurement takes place when you go to the field trip. What you need to bring during the field trip is compass, very important, because you want to measure the direction of strike, and also you want to measure the angle of dip. So when you need to do the measurement for strike, you will place your compass in this manner. And when you want to calculate for the dip angle value, this is how you place your compass. Okay, we do have some sort information that we put the value of strike and dip on our geological map, and how they are doing it is by presenting by this line. Okay, let's see. Okay, we have a longer line here. This one is strike line, and the shorter line is indicate the angle direction, which is the water will flow to the left of this picture. And what is the degree of the dip angle? That will be 30 degree. So whenever you find your geological map with this value or this legend, that is actually to explain about strike and also dip angle. So this is one example when you are going to the field trip. This picture shows a very clear thing about going to the field trip. In fact, they are showing the back of rental vehicles here, meaning that you need transport to go to the field trip, of course. And where is the location? It is at Sierra Nevada. And they are taking all the information at Route 168 Big Pine to Deep Spring. So what will you what will you do there is to make the measurement for strike and also for bearing, for dip. And this is the explanation about student taking strike and dip of bedding. And near to this one, we have outcrops here that showing a very clear bedding, and that one also can be used to calculate for the dip angle. Okay, what else you need to know about strike and dip? This is also another example that you can use compass to measure for dip and strike. And that is all for strike and dip.